Good morning, friends, and welcome to the Superintendent's Corner. My name is Thomas F. Orban, and I am the Superintendent of Schools in Westport. I want to welcome you to our Superintendent's Corner, the first for the 2022 school year, or the first for the 22 year, and it's quite frankly been a long time since we've been able to broadcast. The fact is that we've been so busy trying to do a number of things, not only with the new school and the reconfiguration, but a whole host of other things that have been going on that we've been really struggling to find the time to do this. However, we need to do this more often because, quite frankly, it's important that our community knows what's going on in the schools, and if we do this on a more regular basis, you'll be more up to date. So I will be working with Mr. Vizendes, and we are hoping to, at a bare minimum, put on one Superintendent's Corner every 2 or 3 weeks. So going forward, we're hoping we can meet with that expectation. Yesterday at the school committee meeting, a very important vote was taken by the school committee. The mask mandate that has been in place really since the start of the pandemic has been lifted. And what does that mean? That means that students will not be required to wear masks while in class. I do want to remind our parents and our students and other stakeholders, however, that there are still some areas where masks are required. First, if you are returning from a positive COVID test, 5 days after your return, you are still required to wear a mask. So that's really important for our friends to understand. Additionally, if you are going to any of our nurses' office, regardless of the school, you need to bring a mask into the office. And finally, if you are transported by bus, the bus is regulated by federal regulations, and the federal regulations mandate that you will continue to wear a mask. If you are unsure about what the changes are, we have those changes on our website, www.westportschools.org, and I would certainly encourage you to visit our website. We have done an update of our website, and we continue to make improvements on that, and I think you're going to like the fact that we have more updated video and more updated content. So really excited about that. And again, the mask mandate has been lifted, but I would strongly suggest to make sure that your children, when they are sent to school, have at least a mask ready in the event that, God forbid they end up getting ill and have to go to the nurse, or for whatever reason, it's good to have that there. So we're excited about the lifting of the mask mandate, but we still feel that our most important function is to keep everybody safe. Speaking of that, last week's COVID numbers here at the school were pretty impressive. We had a total of 3 cases for last week, and I would say that it's reflective of what's going on nationally and in our area, where we're seeing a precipitous drop of infections. I know, speaking with Matt Amundo from the Board of Health, he said that the town has also seen a significant drop. It's something to be excited about, but I would caution people not to, let their guard completely down. Still really important to do the hand washing, still really important to try and keep the social distancing going, and, we're hoping that, this trend of downward infections continues, but we still play a role in making sure that we keep our friends and family safe, and it's just good practice to be practicing the social distancing and the hand washing. Some good news on top of that is our men's and women's basketball team has qualified for the state tournament. So congratulations to Coach Boudria for the men's squad and his coaching staff, and certainly Miss Gargiulo, congratulations to her as well. Doing a great job, and we hope that we have the same success with the basketball teams that we did with our soccer program this past year. So very exciting that they made the state tournament. We are also excited about the return of the arts to Westport. Last weekend, we hosted the play Matilda, which ran on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All 3 shows were incredibly well attended. My hat's off certainly to our instructional staff, both the arts and the music programs, because you don't run a play like Matilda without having cooperation of those 2 departments, and they did an exceptional job. Additionally, I want to thank all of our friends who attended the play. It means so much to our kids when they are performing in front of a full audience. And I know I attended on Saturday, and it was a pretty packed auditorium. So we're really excited about the return of the arts. I think the thing that was most impressive that I heard from a number of people who attended was the behavior on the part of the students, in that they were genuinely happy for one another and were so supportive. And it's really a sign of a healthy program, and I'm really looking forward to the expansion of that program. I've met with a number of stakeholders in the community, and we are really trying to ramp up our volunteerism, and we're going to continue working towards that because, regardless of what we want to do here at the schools, we can do it much better with the cooperation and the support of our volunteers. So really excited about that. In terms of education, one of the major issues, nationwide during this pandemic was learning loss. The learning loss on the part of students. Now, I will, still remind people that although most schools in the 21 school year were teaching remotely, we at Westport, for the most part, were in person. And so we're taking a look at some of the learning loss that other communities are facing. We have done what's called our iReady testing, which is benchmark testing that is done early in the year to see where students are situated academically. And then we've just conducted our second round, and we'll be presenting that at our school committee meeting coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's important for us to let the community know how we're doing. This iReady testing is extremely important because it not only allows us to know where students are and how much growth they're making during the year, but it also identifies specific areas of weakness that we can then sort of try and attack through the curriculum and other means. And again, nothing's more important than making sure that struggling learners continue to have an opportunity to do well, because the focus really is in particular on some of our younger students, because it's our belief that if we can mitigate some of these learning difficulties at an earlier age, it will be so much more beneficial for the students as they move throughout our school district, the elementary, the middle, and then the high school. Additionally, we're really excited about a number of things that are going to be happening here in the schools in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, as a matter of fact. I'm working in conjunction with the library to put on a lecture series at our new school, and we're hoping to have at least one lecture per month, and we're hoping that the lecture series is a event which will really focus on some of the needs of not only our students but our community. The first lecture that we're going to have is at the end of March, and it is going to be on cybersecurity threats. We're thrilled to have our Director of Technology, Mr. Anthony Toma, is going to be our point person for that presentation. But we're also going to have Mr. Ripley from the Westport Library, along with others, to discuss some of the threats that are out there and what we can do to sort of protect ourselves and our family. It doesn't matter what your education level is. The work of these cyber criminals is something that goes on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so, I thought this would be a very salient topic because I personally have received emails which I thought were from my credit card company, and they, were legitimate enough that I actually, made the extra step in calling the credit card company before I downloaded any of that information to find out that, no, this was fraud. Please don't download it. So I think it's important for the schools to work with the community in helping improve the lives of us generally. And with cybersecurity and the threats that are increasing every day, we thought it was really important that our first lecture series delve into that. Other topics that we're going to be looking at will be announced later at additional superintendent's corners, but we're hoping that you can sort of put a placeholder at the end of March, and we'll have more specifics in terms of the date and the time. The location will be in the auditorium of the new school, and we're hoping we have a good showing because, again, these cyber security threats can really impact people's lives, and when it deals with finances, it becomes equally more challenging for people to deal with. So we want to provide them with some opportunities to just be able to identify them more readily and what steps they can take to protect themselves and their families. Additionally, for our students, one of the heavy focus areas at the high school level, and in some respects to the middle school level, is career exploration. And we're really excited to announce that at the end of April, and again, date and times are forthcoming, for our classes of the class of 22 and 23, we're going to be holding a job fair over at the gymnasium at the new school. It is our hope, our target is to have 30 companies come in because, again, one of the things that's happening as a result of the pandemic is we're seeing a huge drop in what's called the FAFSA applications. And FAFSA applications are typically filled out by parents or students who are looking for financial aid in going to college. This drop in FAFSA applications isn't just a Westport phenomenon, but it's a nationwide one. And so we're seeing a drop in enrollment in college, both 4- and 2-year colleges. So we want to make sure that for our students, if the track that they've chosen is not college, we want to give them an opportunity to maximize their potential and hopefully, find possibly a career where they will help pay for students' college, because as we know, the cost of college has gone up exponentially since 1980. Estimates range between 1,100% and 1,400%. And that is a huge burden on the part of our families. We know this because we know that student loan amounts, or the total amount of student loans in this country, is over $1 trillion. It is a significant burden on the part of families. So we're hoping that we can provide families with another option, which again would lead to either a career or a career in college, because at Westport Community Schools, we certainly believe in the concept of lifelong learning, and what better way to do that than to have a career where your employer will help pay for your college. Again, that will be coming on up in April, and we'll have more information for that moving forward. A little further down the road, last year we spoke about the roof project over at the elementary school, which was approved to start in 2021, summer. Unfortunately, because of the supply chain issues that we have been facing, that has been pushed back to summer of 22. In speaking with our architect, our project manager, and the roofing company that has been awarded the contract, it looks like we are going to be a go for the start of the summer of 22, more likely than not in July. And we were going to start at the end of June, but with a number of the school cancellations that have taken place as a result of the weather and other items, our last day of school here in the Westport Community Schools currently is June 27th. So the roof project will be taking place starting in July of 22. Our expectation is that it's going to go through October. That being said, any activities that typically would take place at the elementary school will be taking place at the old middle senior high school. So again, we will keep you updated about that. And the other thing I want to mention is our Start 'em Young program, which provides enrichment opportunities for our students in grades 1 through 4, is going very strong. We have a winter schedule that's coming up, and that winter schedule will include things like drama and basketball. So it's not just sports, it's also enrichment that involves the arts, because we know the positive effect that arts education has on academic performance of students. So that will be coming up, and we'll have more information on that. Additionally, we're going to be inviting guests now that the mask mandate has been lifted. We'll be inviting guests to join me and tell you some of the unbelievable things that are going on at our community schools. Finally, getting back to the mask mandate, there are going to be families that are going to be very thrilled that the students do not have to wear masks anymore. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. Please make sure your child has a mask at the ready, because if they are to become ill during the school day, we would want them to access the nurse's office, and to access the nurse's office, they need to have a mask. So while the mask mandate being lifted is great, it is still important that students have some sort of mask with them when they're to and from school. Additionally, extremely important, there are going to be families who are going to be nervous and concerned and are going to want their children to continue to wear a mask. We encourage those families to do just that, because ultimately the choice is with the families. I'm asking families to, help us in terms of making sure that anybody who chooses either to wear or not wear a mask is treated the same way and are not, exposed to any type of castigation or negative social impact. Because ultimately, we promise our parents that while students are in the Westport Community Schools, they are going to enjoy a great deal of dignity. And we want that to continue. We want to keep people safe. We want to make sure that people have the freedom to either wear or not wear the mask. And we want to make sure that they're able to do that and be fully accepted regardless of the choice they make. Because here at Westport, there is a seat for everyone. And so I want to thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy day to spend a little time with me in talking about what's going on in our great schools. The synergy in the school district is palpable, and I promise you that as things move forward, you're going to get even more and more excited about some of the things that we're going to be offering, both as a school and as a community school. So I want to thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in our next Superintendent's Corner. Have a great day.